Coach's Corner is your source. Baseball, football, soccer, and hoops. The Coach's Corner has the scoop. It's the Coach's Corner with Andy.
Covering Tri-State sports, it's the Coach's Corner with Andy on 92.1 The GOAT.
It's the Coach's Corner.
Hey, I'm Andy with the Coach's Corner. We have Haylee Hartman on here with us. Haylee, that background looks a little familiar.
Yep.
I just had your dad on before you came on here, and I think you're in the exact same spot.
I'm pretty sure I am.
Which is awesome. So Haylee is here with us today. She's a freshman at Shepherd University. She's going to be playing softball over at Shepherd. Tell us a little bit about yourself, about your softball background, and we'll get into that.
All right. So I started playing softball when I was 4 years old, and at Little League over in Sharpsburg. And then I got so interested in I wanted to start playing travel ball. So I started on the Tri-State Thunder at 10. And then I went to Boonesboro Bombers at 11 and 12. And then I finally moved into the Frederick Heartbreakers organization at the 16U level. And then I moved up from there to 18U Gold, Heartbreakers Gold Nationals team. And that's where I ended my career this past year.
And now you're going to Shepherd. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's a lot of softball. So softball is your life, basically.
Oh, for sure.
Did you play any other sports growing up, or did you strictly stick to softball?
So I also played basketball and soccer throughout my whole life too.
Okay.
Basketball was definitely my second favorite. And soccer was kind of just there to keep me active in the fall mostly.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, a lot of kids grow up playing soccer. I feel like that's like
Oh, yeah.
the test sport to see if a kid's even interested in a sport. That's what we do with our kids. I mean, I grew up playing soccer too, and I played, young like you, and played all through high school. Didn't do any after, but that was my sport. I kind of stuck with that. But I love baseball, absolutely love baseball and softball. So I'm excited for you. I went to Shepherd University as well.
Oh, that's awesome.
I think I talked to this about with your dad earlier. I think I graduated 2010. I can't remember. I have my diploma hanging up in my basement, but I can't remember my year. But yeah, Shepherd's a great school. Why did you choose to play at Shepherd? What made you want to go play softball there?
So I wanted to stay close to home because of my sister. I have two younger sisters still, and they're involved in multiple sports too. So I've always been like a big family girl. So staying close, going to their games is always a positive thing. Also, like when I went to go to my visit, the team atmosphere was so amazing, so positive, and so much fun. I just love having fun. So that was just one thing I was looking for too.
Yeah, Shepherd has a great sports programs all around. They're a great school. You're gonna have a lot of fun there. I think you'll really enjoy it. That was why I chose Shepherd too. It was close to home. I could commute. I could still be there for all the big things. So I totally get you. I relate to you. So what are you most excited for transitioning from playing high school softball or those travel team softball and going into college softball?
So my dream has always been to play at that next level. So getting that chance has just been amazing for me. And learning from new coaches is always a great thing. So I can always improve how I'm playing.
What position are you going to be playing over there?
I'll probably be playing mostly outfield, but I'll also play some first too.
Okay. Was that your position growing up? You played first base?
Yeah, I played
Okay.
first and outfield too. Yeah.
Okay. So when you were at your college visit there, what kind of things did you go through? What did Shepherd? How was the visit? What did you get to see? Did you get to visit all the facilities? Meet any of the players?
So I went on two separate visits. The one visit I went just with the coaches and went and looked around the campus, saw a dorm room, seeing how that looks and things like that. And then on my other visit, I came for a football game, so I got to meet all the team and got to go to the football game with them. And then they showed me the dorm again, and I hung out with the team a little just to see how their experience or how their atmosphere is. Sorry.
Now, did Shepherd reach out to you to come play softball for them, or were you kind of looking and you liked the idea of there and you approached them? How does that work?
So my process was I always sent out emails every week and like went for my tournaments, and afterwards I'll send videos out. And so I think they kind of saw those, and then they finally reached out to me
Cool.
personally. So
That's
yeah.
awesome. So tell me a little bit. I do know a little bit about the Heartbreakers you said you played on. They're a really popular softball team, travel softball team around the tri-state area. Where are they based out of? Is it Hagerstown?
They're based out of Frederick.
Frederick. Sorry,
Yeah.
sorry.
Yep.
Tell us a little bit about travel softball, and do you see any similarities between the schedule with travel softball and how you think the college schedule is going to go? Because I know travel softball takes up a lot of time.
Yeah. So for travel ball, we would travel almost every weekend. So travel would be we would travel like maybe Thursday or Friday and then go all weekend. We haven't gotten to like the regular season for college, so I don't really know how that works yet. But it's definitely a lot of practices for
Mhm.
sure. So I think that's the most similarity thing about it.
Now, do you have a favorite? Do you have a favorite college team? You don't have to say Shepherd. You'd be okay if you didn't.
I love WVU,
Okay.
like especially the football team. I've always kept up with them.
Okay. So you're more of a college sport person than a
Yeah.
professional. I know professional softball is uh pretty popular as well, especially, Olympics and stuff like that. And the US team plays other tournaments as well. Don't hurt me, but the only softball player I can really think of right now is Jenny Finch.
Yeah.
Isn't there one named Cat Cat?
Ooh,
I can't remember her name. I used to work at Dick's Sporting Goods, and I used
okay.
to know all their names because they all had like their own bats and gloves and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
Jenny Finch being the most popular one probably. But do you have a favorite softball player?
So I would have to say Rachel Roop. She's from around my area.
Okay.
She goes to Liberty University now. I've always grew up playing softball with her, and she's always been older than me. And so I've always looked up to her and seen how her hard work and dedication has like put her where she is now. So I've just learned from that. So that's why.
Sounds like a great role model to have.
Oh
Now,
yeah.
I'm not sure if the conference Shepherd is in, but will you guys play Liberty at all?
No, they're
Oh, okay.
D1, so we're in the
Okay.
P-Stack, so we're D2.
Gotcha.
Mhm.
Now, are you a baseball fan as well?
I am. I watched the Orioles a little bit.
Okay. What did you think of the end of the season?
Not very good. They started very high. I had very high expectations for
I
them, and
know,
then
right? They were
yeah,
they were on a roll all the
they
way,
were.
probably up through mid-season, and then kind of fell off.
Yeah,
Uh,
I don't know what happened.
I followed baseball at the beginning of the season. It's impossible for me to keep up. I've got two little
Oh yeah.
ones. By the time I get time to sit down and watch TV or any type of sport game, unless it's football, I will sit down and watch football.
Mhm.
Um, I fall asleep. So I like after the middle of the season, maybe a quarter of the way through the season, I don't give up on them, but I'll follow like with alerts and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah,
And when the playoffs were approaching, and they were like, "Oh, the Orioles are a wild card team," I was like, "A
yeah,
wild card team? This was a first place team like halfway through the season. What happened?" And
yeah.
it always seems. I was talking with my buddy Lane, who works over at Cross the Seams in Boonesboro, and we talked about the O's a little bit yesterday. It seems like they always have one thing on and one thing's off. Like
Yeah.
pitching's going, hitting's off. Hitting's going, pitching's off. If both
Mhm.
hitting and pitching, starting pitching are going, the bullpen's got a problem. Or there's something in the coaching. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think the future's bright for the Orioles. They have a lot of young talent.
Mhm. For sure.
Gunner's great. Jackson Holiday's great. Uh, uh, Kowser's great. They have
Mhm.
a lot of young players, and they can, as long as they do everything right, I think they'll be fine.
Oh yeah.
Are you a Ravens fan like your dad?
Oh yeah. I'm a big
Okay.
Ravens fan.
Okay. What do you think of their season? What do you think so far?
I've only watched a couple games, but they're looking pretty good. Yeah.
They're saying Derrick Henry might break the rushing record for the season.
Yeah, he was a really good pickup for us.
Man, that man can
Sure.
run.
Oh
It
yeah.
looks so effortless too.
It
And
really
people
does.
are like bouncing off
It
of him
really
running down the
does.
field. And I'm like, what is going on? Then you got
Yeah.
Lamar Jackson, who's the total opposite.
Yeah.
And he looks like a video game out there. And yeah, it's nuts. So when does your season start with Shepherd? When does the schedule officially start? I know you probably train leading up to it, right?
Yeah, so we've
Okay.
been practicing this whole fall,
Okay.
and next week starts our 8 hour week. So we'll practice like twice, and we'll condition and lift throughout the week too.
Hmm.
Our regular season, I think, starts in March. We
Okay.
go to Florida for spring break.
Oh, sweet.
That starts our season.
Wow, that's cool. So you guys start playing down there.
Yes, yeah.
Okay. So how long does that run down there for is it technically like a spring training kind of deal?
I guess so. I think it's about a week, maybe. I think it goes
Okay.
for a week. We'll play like 1 or 2 games a day, I think.
Okay. When does the official, like, when do you start playing at Shepherd? When's your first game there?
I wanna say April, but I
Okay.
could be wrong on that.
That's
Our
fine.
schedule hasn't come out yet, so
I
I
was
could.
gonna say the schedule's probably not even out yet.
Yeah,
It's October.
yeah,
It's not even next year yet. That's cool
yeah.
though. So, what have you found so far in just the training portion, like lifting with? Have you been lifting with your teammates so far and stuff like
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
What's your favorite part about that so far? What do you look forward to the most every day?
I look forward to just being with the team because, I mean, I've lifted on my own, but it's obviously not as fun to lift as a team.
Yeah.
So it's always more fun when you're around the team, when you're lifting and conditioning because you got other people around.
Are you guys getting out on the field and doing your training, or do you have like a facility that you guys going? Because I know the weather's getting kind of cold out, and
Yeah, so we'll stay outside until it's too cold, especially for our bats,
Mhm.
and then we'll move inside. We have batting cages inside at Shepherd.
Okay. Where'd you? I don't think I ever asked you this question because we talked about the Heartbreakers. We talked about you going up to Shepherd. Where did you play your high school baseball or softball? Sorry,
I played at Boonesboro High School.
Boonesboro.
Yep.
That's what I figured.
Yeah.
Because your dad coaches there as well in the flag football team. Were you part of the? Oh no, the flag football team was just this year, so you wouldn't have been able to play.
Yeah. I
Would
was
you?
so mad about that.
Would you have played? I was
Oh
gonna
my
say.
gosh, I would have played.
Yeah, your dad was talking about he he's not a, what did he call it, a
Daddy ball.
daddy ball. Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes, yes. So I was, because he said he coaches his one of your other sisters, and he's like, I'm not a daddy ball coach, and I was like, yeah, I agree with you, man. I coach my 5-year-old. I mean,
Oh
granted, it's a 5-year-old, so you know.
yeah.
But I coach over at Hazel, Hagerstown Area Youth Soccer League, and
Okay.
she's on my team, and she'll I make it a point to not treat her different than the other
Yeah.
kids, and
Yeah.
I don't want to accidentally do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So she'll
Yeah.
come up and be like, "Dad, can I do this throw in?" And I'll be like, "No, go down the field,
Yeah.
get down there."
Yeah. Yeah.
Like all the other kids, I'm like, "It's all right, you did great." And her name's Braylon, and
Yeah.
we call her Bray. And Bray will do something, and I was like, "Bray, you need to get on that. You need to do." And I'm like,
Yeah.
"Man, if I treat her any differently, I give her a harder time than I
Yeah.
do,
Oh,
than I
for
do
sure.
the other
'Cause
kids."
my parents have always coached me, and
Okay.
it's always like that. I'm always the one that's getting pounded on the whole
Yeah.
time.
So I know
But
your Chad said your mom coaches as well in basketball, right?
yes, yep.
So did you have both of them coach you, or did you just one or the other?
I think I did have one of them at one time. They
They all
usually
run together.
oh yeah, yep,
That's
they
cool.
do.
That's really cool. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So Chad was talking about doing he's going to the Ravens game
Mhm.
at M&T Bank coming up, I think next week or two
I
weeks
think so.
from
Yeah,
now.
November 3rd, I think it
Are
is.
you getting to go to that too, or?
I think so. I think
That'd
I
be
might be
cool.
able to go and watch. I hope
That'd
I
be
can.
cool.
So that
Yeah,
should be
that'd be
really
cool.
fun.
Maybe you'll
Yeah.
get to meet some of the players. That'd be
Oh
awesome.
yeah, I know. I
I
hope
don't know what
so.
I don't know what I would do.
I don't know.
Starstruck.
Yeah.
Well, that's really cool. So, Haley, thanks for hanging out with us today. We'll definitely have to get out to a Shepherd softball game here.
Yeah.
Once you get your schedule out, let me know, and I'd love to have you back on during the season. We can talk about how you guys are doing,
Yeah.
talk about some of your stats, and yeah, just have a good time. Enjoy college. It's
Thank you.
experience. Take everything in, and it'll be something you remember forever.
Yep. Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome, Haley. Thanks for hanging out.
If you'd like to be featured on the Coach's Corner with Andy, email coach at 921thegoat.com.